Hey, how's it going there, ladies and gentlemen, ponies and gentlecolts, the one, the only, Criticism Guy 2009, aka Nintendofreak 2011. Before it began, once again, I'm drinking our Powerade, Mountain Berry Blast. It's been around since Friday, so pretty shocked I haven't finished it up yet, but you know what? I like to preserve these things as long as I can, so I'm going to spend another $3-4 at these things at that one other fucking super fucking expensive app, so I'm not going to mention the name, because you know what? They get no advertisement here. So, yeah, I'm drinking that maybe later on, maybe during my video. So, without further ado, let's begin. Hopefully you read the comments. Hopefully you read the description box and everything, and hopefully you read the title of the above and below about what this review is going to be about. The top 10 most greatest common Pokemon of all time. Should have named it the strongest Pokemon everywhere of all time, but you know what? Best Pokemon ever, in my opinion. This is solely my opinion, and I got 3 bonus ones I want to share with you when I'm done with the whole review. So without further ado, let's begin. So starting at number 10. Hopefully you can see them pretty well. So let me just the camera a little bit so that way you can get a glimpse at it. Put it forward. Starraptor. So let me tell you about Starraptor. So obviously, you know, he's a 4th generation common Pokemon, 3rd evolution of Starly and Starravia, and I'm not sure if Ash ever got his Starravia to evolve into Starraptor because I never saw forgot what that one was called, like Battle Dimensions or something like that. Dimensional Battles? I don't even know. So I never got that far into the Diamond and Pearl series, but unfortunately, you know what? Because my cable went out for like 2 years or some shit, so I wasn't able to see it. But I could see it on Boomerang, or I could watch it on Netflix or whatever, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, basically, one of the first normal flying Pokemon to be in the 4th generation for the Sinnoh region. You know, basically he's a boss. You know, Sky Attack, Brave Bird, one of the first Pokemon to ever use Brave Bird in the 4th gen. Because in the 3rd gen, I think that wasn't even existing. I think it was just Sky Attack, and that was it. So yeah, what else can I say about him? You know, he's really good in the OU and tier battles. You know, definitely OU for sure because he's overused like a motherfucker. Let me tell you what. He's good with the choice band, you know, choice specs, choice scarf, whatever the fuck you want to call it. He's good on quick claw unless you want to give him some leftovers, you know. One of the fastest Pokemon in that generation too, besides, you know, what else can I say? Besides the other one, which I'm going to tell you later on a little bit, but I don't want to spoil the surprise for you guys. Besides, I was going to say Aggron, but that's 3rd generation, so yeah, Arcanine. He's almost just in that, around that speed area. And yeah, last but not least, you know, he's based off a Falcon or something like that, so he's basically something you don't want to fuck with, especially on a bad day. So moving on to number 10 and number 9, some of you guys might be actually a little surprised when I show this one to you. Linoone. Linoone. I was never able to say his name correctly. From the 3rd generation, Hoenn region, straight out there. 2nd evolution of Zigzagoon. The reason why I picked Linoone is because he was one of the first Pokemon I ever used Crush Claw. And obviously he's a beast when it comes to fucking speed. Another very fast, speedy Pokemon besides Starraptor. Another thing I want to say about him is that one of the first Pokemon to use Crush Claw, like I just said, besides Sandslash and a couple other Pokemon that got claws like Zangoose and Salamence, you know. He usually uses Dragon Claw though, so he kind of doesn't count. One more thing I could say about it, I know in the anime episode, he was like a Linoone that he could have like run straight. He was just zigzagging the whole place because he still thought he was a Zigzagoon. And Ash and his friends, May and Brock at that time, you know, they wanted to help him out so he can boost up his speed and confidence. You know what? He was a boss at it. In the game, I think the only thing that sucks about him is probably his defense. He doesn't have the best defense. When he maxes his attack, when he uses that belly drum move, though, you gotta watch the fuck out. He's a boulder, literally, when it comes to using that belly drum. He's literally unfucking stoppable. And if he had Curse with it, he's literally a fucking wall. There's no way he's kicking his ass out unless you use a one-hit KO move like Guillotine or something like that, or Sheer Cold. But other than that, yeah, that's all I got to say about Linoone. So coming in number 8, I already said that. I know he's not a common Pokemon. I'm just going to say one of the strongest Pokemon. I was going to save him for my bonus Pokemon, but you know what? I want to take him right now. I actually got the black Kyerum by the way, the card. I didn't get the white Kyerum yet, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers, like I always say. You know, white Kyerum, what can I say about him? He's a boss, he's beast, and yeah, he's basically Onish. He uses with Kyerum, and you get this crazy-ass demonic motherfucker that's blasting the shit out of everything, destroying everything in his fucking path like a boss. What else can I say about that? So yeah, that's him for number 8. Coming in at number 7, Actually, no, that was number 8. I was going to say 7.5 or 8, but coming in at 7.5, Pigeot. And what can I say about Pigeot? He was one of the very first normal flying type Pokemon, the ones I grew up with back in the days, you know, back in 97, 98 when I was still like 8, 9 years old. You know, still growing up in the world. I mean, he was one of Ash's first flying type Pokemon. It just sucked that he had to let him go. That, you know what? He had to lead the other Pidgeys and Pidgeotos, you know, so he could be the general of that area. And he was in the Pokemon League. What can you expect? He learned Wing Attack, Sky Attack, one of the first Pokemon to ever use Hyper Beam and all that shit besides Gyarados. Rhydon at that time, you know. He was a boss, you know. And he was a cool-ass designer thing, too, because, you know, Pigeot, he was the man, you know. He got the bitches. Yeah, so I'm going to say that Pigeot. There's like another one I was talking about Pigeot, too. Hold on. There's that one. I don't know who did that. I think it was called ZeroArts.com. Whoever was the person that did that, you're a boss, man. Definitely mad shout out to you. So number 6, actually no, coming in at number 7 again, because I said 7.5 already, is Gardevior. And this is another home Pokemon. Nothing new here. Pretty badass, pretty special, you know. There's a lot of freaking hentai classic versions of her, and I'm not going to get into that shit, but you know what, just in case you wanted to know, I'll show you a quick picture of her. Don't worry, it's not in nudity or nothing. There she is right there. There's a lot of freaking drawings like that out there in the internet. I've seen a couple myself. Kind of blew my mind up a little bit how some people, she's kind of like a humanoid Pokemon like Jinx in a way. I can see why some guys probably want to tear her pussies to shreds. I mean, I wouldn't blame them. I mean, if they were real for sure, you can bet your ass I'd probably be fucking her too. Like, crazy as shit as that sound, as bestiality as that shit sounds, I would probably fucking do it too. I'd probably jump on a fucking bandwagon if I had to. But yeah, I didn't know she was the first Pokemon to use Calm Mind. She was the first Pokemon that got a male and female thing in the 4th generation. She had Gallade and Gardevoir. Let's be honest, she kind of looked weird as a male. I can't see no dude being dressed like that unless they're a transvestite or a fucking drag queen. It's fucking nasty to me, I'm sorry. It's disgusting as shit. Any of you guys are homosexuals out there, too bad. I don't got no shit against you, it's just that fucking disturbing. I don't like that shit. Keep that shit in your fucking closet where it belongs. Anyways, another thing I want to say about her is that she's pretty fucking fast, this girl. She's real good in special defense, special attack, but the regular average physical attack and defense, kind of shit, I'm sorry. And it was one of Wally's Pokemon too, just in case you didn't know, in the 3rd generation. So coming in at number 5 is, hold on, there we go. There it is, X-Cloud. The thing about X-Cloud is that he's pretty much a boss. You know, he's boss as fuck, you know, there wasn't that much we knew about him. He's a boombox with fucking legs. That's all you can say about that. I didn't really know too much about his special attack and defense, but he used a lot of wide variety of moves like Ice Beam, Hyper Beam, Flamethrower, Solar Beam, what else? Dig, Earthquake. He knew a lot of fucking moves out there, like nothing like Wigglytuff and Chansey did it, even Clefable to go that far, you know, so there he goes with number 6. So coming in at number 5, I couldn't pick between these Pokemon, so I decided to go pick both of them instead. That is Espeon and Umbreon. It was a hard-ass decision to choose, but you know why I chose both of them at the same time? Because they were the first of the Johto region to ever be a dual typing move or whatever. They're the evolutions, of course, of Eevee. And, of course, the one I did with Sylveon and all that shit, you know, it was pretty boss to hear that. A lot of people say she's going to be flying. I think she might be a new light type or maybe a magic type. I don't know. And if I have to choose maybe another psychic type, that doesn't make sense because we already got Eevee. So, another thing I can say about him, Gary ended up getting Umbreon. Ash ended up getting Espeon because I think in the game you fight Red, which is kind of Ash anyways. He knows a lot of good moves like Calm Mind, Confuse Ray, Psychic, Psycho Blast. A lot of good shit on him, even Psycho Cut. That's a good ass fucking Psycho type move. So yeah. Coming in at number 4 now, I think a lot of you guys might be impressed with number 4 is Garchomp. This thing is a fucking boss, I'm telling you right now. It's freaking amazing as hell. I love all the designs for it. This isn't his official sprite, but his original sprite is something else with Cynthia on it. You know, he knows Giga Impact. He was the first Pokemon to do that. He was the first actually no, he was the second ground dragon next to Flygon in the 3rd gen. So he was pretty beast. You know, shiny version of him is a lot more cooler. His speed is off the fucking charts. He's probably a Pokemon you don't want to mess with on a bad day. And what else can I say? He knows Dull Chop later on in the 5th generation, which I got a level 100 Garchomp, besides the other one I'm going to talk about later. Another thing I really loved about him, he knew Sky Attack, which is crazy as shit. I couldn't believe this thing without Sky Attack because he's not even a flying type, so it didn't make sense to me. But you know what? Like I said, beggars can't be fucking choosers. Next one up at number 3, one of the old school classic Pokemon, the ones I grew up with, and anyone over 19, 20 years old, you probably know exactly who this is. Fucking Charizard. One of Ash's Pokemon that really treated him like shit. I don't know why, but he just hated him. Hated him with a passion, you know? I guess since he treated him like crap back in the days, that's why Charizard ends up treating Ash back like crap again, you know? He never listened to him. He was always sleeping in the battles. He just didn't give a fuck, literally. You know, he was just a badass motherfucker. And when he did fight, you better watch the fuck out because he will burn buildings like nothing, man. He's like the Godzilla of Pokemon in a way. Another thing I want to say about him is that he can wing attack, flight, and all that shit. So, you know, he's pretty boss. And I might have to do a part 2 in this video, so if this shit cuts out, stay in tune for it. So next one up, and he's going to be in the Genesis Mewtwo movie too, so look out for that. Number 3, Magmar. He's another old school type I used to like back in the days. Pretty awesome Pokemon. I thought he was badass, you know. One of Blaine's Pokemon, and I think Gary had one too. That's why he gets Magmortar and Electivire later on. Another thing I want to say about him is that in the OU NU tier battles, he's barely ever used too much, but his attack and defense is pretty good, but his special attack, special defense is kind of shitty. So I'm going to use Choice Star, Choice Bands, or whatever you want to use. Those statistics stats, you know, be my guest, because I'm not going to complain about it. Yeah, but other than that, what I wanted to say is I always like these little chains he always had, which is awesome as fuck. And he had a badass voice. Whoever the voice actor was for Magmar, he is fucking awesome. And then coming in real fast, number 2, which would be his second evolution, which is Magmortar. Fucking awesome Pokemon right there. You'd think he was boss as fuck, you know. He's one of Flint's Pokemon. He wouldn't even give a shit what he would use. He just use it out of thin air and boom, there you go. You're blasted. And he liked his little hydro cannon, thinks he would use it like some Mega Man shit right there, literally. Off the fucking chain, literally. Another thing real fast I want to say, he can learn Solar Beam, which was awesome, and Thunderbolt. I don't know how the hell he can learn that, but it was pretty much a good day, a field day going on through that. So that's number 2. My number 1, a lot of people are going to say, oh, I thought you were an old school fan, but you know what? He had a really cool ass typing, and I loved him a lot. He was the first Pokemon I got up to level 100 in Black and White, or Black and White too. Galvantula. I used to call him Galvatula, but then later on I've heard it was called Galvantula. So yeah, Galvantula is the second evolution of Joltix right here. You know, one of the first bug electric types ever come out of this game, literally. I thought it was pretty fucking badass. I used him to beat the Elite Four. I used him to beat most of my gym leaders, you know. He was my star. He was my knight in shining fucking armor when it came to Pokemon Black and White, literally. I loved all the attacks he used. He used his Volt Switch, Spider Web, which is that Electro Web, I think it was called, and then on another one, which was Bug Bite. It was pretty fucking awesome. And the ones I had for him was Charge Beam, Bug Bite, and then the other 2, I kind of forgot what they were. I think it was Discharge, yeah, and then Spider Web. So yeah, he's a boss Pokemon. They only showed him once in that Professor Juniper episode, which she was going to trade with the other Pokemon, but I didn't get to see it at the end, so that kind of sucks. And he uses a lot of fucking physical defensive moves, so you gotta watch out. I think he has Static and a Dream World ability move. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that. And then let me get to these 2 real fast. The remote doesn't act like a fucking bitch. Ferrothorn. This is my bonus Pokemon. Ferrothorn, you know, he's cool. Grass Steel type. One of the first ones ever to come out as a Grass Steel type. Kind of looks like Fortress a little bit, except he has vines on his back of his head. He's kind of like Naruto a little bit too. He kind of looks like one of the Leaf Village things. I'm not gonna lie about that. And he needs Power Whip. Power Whip is a super strong ass grass type move besides Solar Beam, so that explains Ferrothorn. And then let's end it off with Electivire. Electivire, you know, just from third evolution of Electkid and Electabuzz, one of my old school favorites. I should have put it on there, but it wasn't common. He was rare as fuck. You know, he's boss. You know, what can I say? It was one of Gary's Pokemon. Made him a full powerhouse threat. And I like the little tail that he had in the back of his leg. It was fucking awesome as shit, literally. And he used all these plasma beam shit. This isn't the official one, by the way. This is just a custom-made fan version. So, yeah, without further ado, that's all I got to say for now. Like I always say, peace out. Everybody, this is what it is, ain't what it ain't. See you when I see you. Take care, goodbye. Peace out, take care, God bless. Have a good day, have a good night wherever you're at in the world. And like I always say after that, Don't drink and drive. Stay safe, everybody, and I will catch you all soon, all right? You guys have a good day. Have a good night, like I just said, and see you on the next one. Goodbye. Peace out, and talk to you all later, okay? Stay chill out there. I'm gone.